sit up. It's kind of better having like a Clockwork or Legion or Void, but I think the Mars is still decent in that regard. Some okay abilities to steal over to the Rubik as well, but kind of intrigued
5 seconds remaining.
to pick up the Sky here and giving it over to James. Again, we saw last game they didn't have a whole lot of lockdown. I mean, it's a little bit better now. That was just so difficult for them to catch with the heroes that they had, but it's going to be a little bit different as we see this game. No Mirana or Shadow Demon already as the supports, and they're just going to Phantom Lancer. I mean, the illusion, sorry, the supports do nothing against the illusions, so I mean, CDEC, they're going to have to go... I was going to say they might Lesh, but I think it's a little bit too squishy. Timbersaw's banned as well. This looks like a really good PL game. Like, both supports a single target and just don't do anything against the illusions. And alright, so they will pick up XMs here. I mean, I'd imagine it'd be XMs. They can give it to Arme if they want to down in the safe lane. That's a nice thing. It's got some flexibility and doesn't have too many losing matchups middle. I mean, OD's pretty decent. The Huskar, the TA is pretty nutty as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Trying to think of some better matchups. They could like, they have any instant stuns? They got the Rubik. They could like, what do they want to set up though? Because I mean, DK could be nice with the Grimstroke. I hope they don't Lena. I think that hero is pretty dog tier. So they can definitely do a lot. I think right now CDC, they have to draft around dealing with the Phantom Lancer. That's a big issue right now with their lineup, is that this seems like a pretty free PL game. I mean, you burn all of the Mars' mana. That's a hero that doesn't have a whole lot of mana pool. You get out of the arena. You've got illusions to tank up the Mystic Flare. Like, it's just beautiful, man. This is a beautiful PL game. And they're going to really struggle from... What can they...
Dire team back.
The better team, me. No. I actually think the Phantom Lance is pretty decent versus the Terrorblade. I'm kind of surprised they ban it. Even though Terrorblade is able to get the reflection and take away all the illusions, I mean, PL just builds that back up straight away. Like, you have to kill the PL instantly as soon as you... My clicks aren't loud. Yeah, there we go. They're decent enough. You've got to kill PL as soon as you pop that reflection. Otherwise, if he starts being able to stack up the illusions, then it's too much to handle.
Keen Gaming's turn to pick.
I thought Keen were going to DK. Alright, CDC, snag it. This hero has a lot of value right now. As you put him mid, he's able to... So you put him mid, you put him safe. Depends what you want. Like, depends on the matchup. And I imagine it'll be a safe, but... they could raise it here from Keen. They want some like mid game, yeah, kind of early to mid hero that can make a lot of space for the PL. Like, PL can still show up to fights, but I think he's your main win condition right now. They can either go for that or they can go for a little bit more guaranteed control versus the Ember. The raise is nice with the double static link. I was going to say Puck as well because CDs, I mean, it is Puck versus DK though. And I think Ember's okay in that matchup, as the chains is kind of annoying as the root, so never mind about that. I feel like they don't have like a guaranteed way to start the fight, whereas CDC have the Mars, they've got the DK. Like, getting like Soulbind start or like Pango or Rubik starting is a little awkward. Because you can kind of see the Rolling Thunder is not the greatest way to start it. In that regard. I do really like the DK though. This is a hero that you can kind of go late game with. You go like Ags, you have Mjolnir, and all the AoE damage, you just actually deal with the illusions relatively well. That's a nice hero. That's really nice. It's a good matchup versus the Ember Spirit. It's even a good matchup versus the Dragon Knight with however they want to play the lanes. I have seen Ember do decent in this matchup if you have a little help from your position 4. The only issue is you don't really have a roaming hero. I struggle to see with how Phantom Lancer loses this game unless DK and Ember have a really incredible performance. And they actually put Arme on the Ember, so XM's going to play the DK mid. The only way DK dies is if he gets outplayed from like level 2. Because you can just go for like a 1-1-2 build. And with that point in stun, just kind of, it's long enough to run away from the Monkey King. I don't like the supports from CDEC. I'm not a huge Skyath Mage fan. No stuns. No wave clear. A lot of magic damage. You're too squishy. Very single target. So this game in general, I don't think the supports really help out. I think the supports are a lot more useless. They do have some nice ways to be able to set up for the Ice Blast though. The Arena, the Chance from the Ember, the DK stun. I just struggle to see how they deal with the Phantom Lancer. Like, I think this is too good of a Phantom Lancer. I say that. It is against a DK and an Ember, which are pretty decent heroes. But I think that the only issue is that the lane matchup is really bad versus the Monkey King. Stick 1 Tango and Ring a Regen. Where's the Grimshark going? Where is Grimshark? There he is. He's got a... Why has he got a stick? Interesting. Well... yeah, I wonder what item build Arme is going to go for as well. I mean, it has to go... I mean, he either goes Battle Fury or Maelstrom, right? Otherwise, you just don't deal with the illusion, so... He's got the Blight Zone. Sometimes you see that kind of Crystallis and Desolator picked up relatively early for the Ember, but... Even then... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, game 2... Almost underway. 30 seconds until we got the horn, and... Uh-oh. Well, Victoria's going to get stunned up here. Swashbuckle just... he gets the mobility coming through. So they're going to give up 2 bounty runes top, but they should be able to find the double bounty rune bottom as well. It really feels like it's back to... You know, there was a time where we're seeing a lot of teams just... It felt very difficult to be able to get like both bounty runes on one side. Oh, I guess they did move where the bounty runes were, because it used to be like... Because it used to be there and there, right? Or something. Oh, I can't even remember the... It's so long ago. They kind of changed the map as well. It wasn't even that long ago, to be honest. DK's gone quadruple Iron Branch into Falling Blade. I'm surprised about the Bottle Rush in this matchup. It's actually really interesting. I guess he just spams the Breathe Fire to secure last hits. I guess it could work. You don't really want to pick up the bottle at too early of a timing, because then it's just going to be, you won't have any charges. But you already see they have this power rune as well. So the Observe Ward over the power rune, the power ward around that bottom side here. So my one issue is that I think Ember Spirit mid is, sorry, Ember Spirit safe lane is a bit meh, unless you've got a pretty decent laning support. I mean, the Ancient Apparition is not the greatest. Victoria's going to try and eat a little bit of the damage, considering just try and harass as much as possible. I mean, the Ember... We'll see how Arme is able to play this. It should be fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Ember, you know, on the hands of, like, Miracle, on the hands of, like, Anna, you know, there's some pretty pog plays that we can see from an Ember safe lane, as Victoria's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. But it's just being able to get to the stages down. Oh, James, under some threat here. Erica with Gang. Erica with Arfu, able to find first blood. A great start to the lane, and it is going to get shoved out though, so I mean, they give first blood over, but SRF's going to get a crap load of experience. They block the hard and the small camp, so they're going to, so they won't be able to do anything about the equilibrium right now. That's a death I don't mind. You do give away first blood, but SRF is actually going to get so much out of this now. You know, the lane's going to re-shove back out. It's actually not even going to do that much because of how they had like a wave in 2. As long as the SRF doesn't pull it underneath the tower, they should be able to keep this static for long enough. But I mean, they know that. I love this aggressive movement. They know where the support is right now. It having to pull the wave back, and Eric is in trouble. And that literally just comes down to the fact that them giving over first blood, but because James was able to, I believe, block, somehow they blocked both camps. Whether James did one, the small camp, and SRF did the hard camp. Because I don't see... They didn't deny it. Sorry, they didn't get an observe ward or a sentry there. So because them having no camps there to pull the lane back, SRF getting, you know, enough experience, they both had level 2. And Erica just didn't have help with Arfu. He had to drag the wave back, so now this is going to give them time to be able to pull the heart. I mean, this bottom lane's going really well. Even though they gave up first blood, they actually did some incredible movements to be able to enable this bottom lane to succeed as well as it is right now. They even get that cold feet proc. Wow. YDS did not run away too fast enough, but yeah, it's still trouble. You've got this Grimstroke with the Phantom Lancer. It's a lot of kill threat as we're going to see SRF end up dropping. It's the nice thing of that. You really want to pair up the Inkswell with a position 1 hero that has a good chunk of mobility. You know, of course, Erica has the Phantom Rush, just being able to close the distance, but, you know, we see examples, the Anti-Mage, not really seeing the Phantom Assassin, but, who are we seeing even that I'm trying to think of here? I mean, Lifesteal's got decent chunk of movement speed. I'm forgetting a lot of them. But yeah, any of those heroes that have that like built-in blink daggers is always nice, or at least built-in mobility to be able to find the stuns to close the distance. But still getting, even though 2 deaths, still think they're going to get a fair bit out of it. But in the meantime, how's this mid matchup going though? 13-1 compared to the 21-13. I'm not really surprised at how one-sided this is. I mean, I think if the Ember Spirit goes mid, I actually think Ember does relatively a lot better than what a DK does, because Ember can kind of man fight with the Flame Guard. And if there's a rotation coming through from the support, you can actually outplay the Monkey King. But you take a look, XM, I mean, because he went bottle straight away, and with the change to the power runes, he's had to bring out a clarity. I mean, he is constantly just, that's the only time he can really CS in lane, is being able to use Breathe Fire. So it just does go to show that he's kind of struggling with being able to really get anything out of this unless he's using the Q to try and secure here, as we're going to see another kill up top. Arme's doing a lot of damage in the Pain Go. I mean, needs a lucky shot proc, but Pain Go just doesn't get any. Arme wins that fight there. Doesn't have Favebot available, but the right click from YDS is a chunky amount here. Looks like he still will be able to stay alive, as we're going to see a trade down bot. The Sky's Mage falls. Grimstroke's going to end up dropping as well. Does Erica go for the double bounty? What's he going to lose out of this? He'll lose a range creep. He's going to lose a melee as well. I mean, he's going to lose a crap load for that. I'm surprised SRF just isn't straight up denying. He lose... Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, Roche, what's going on here? YDS, you good there, brother? Trying to mess around with this big bad boy already. I mean, look, he's got daggers in him. A good hefty amount of daggers and even a ferocious horn as well. So it's another kill up top, so... I mean, the Rubik out of the lane, so straight away CDEC just putting some pressure onto the Pain Go. 2 deaths in a row. Arme having a great start to the laning stage for him. This is Treads now completed. Level 5, I mean, very close to the level 6, so, you know, any kill threat they had onto Arme before he hit that level 6 is now out the window. There's a DD. They really need this on XM, but YDS should be able to block it now with the Boundless Strike. Drag him away. XM, oh, he's going to end up falling. Unlucky there. He really wanted to allow him to get that, and YDS has a Windlace. No, he's going to juke the wrong way. I should juke the right way. Go the wrong way. I actually find the car. No, never mind. Victoria's close enough to it. Yep, he's going to get Battle Fury. Okay. I used to love the Battle Fury build on Ember. I mean, it is a... You can play very fast, but if they give him a decent laning stage, I think they need it to be able to deal with the Phantom Lancer. That he definitely had to go for some sort of, you know, Mjolnir or Battle Fury, like maybe Mjolnir Radiance or something like that. I guess you do still have the DK though. Like, I wonder how XM wants to itemize. He's very much struggling. I mean, at least he's got the medium camp to fall back on, and Monkey's doing a good job at kind of keeping the lane static and not really shoving in the lane. Well, I say that though, but you kind of want to shove the lane in though, because if you do, then it forces the Dragon Knight back to the lane, and then you can kind of bait him by doing this. Then you can, it's a lot easier to make plays, because you know the DK has to come back and protect the tower. because then you can have like two-man movement with the support smoking mid to wrap around. But you see, because the lane's shoved out, DK can't get anything. Monkey's just harassing. Like, it's almost better that the Monkey shoves. A majority of the time, it's better you shove out the lane, because you just bring him back. You force out a lot of regen because of the amount of damage you do while he's at that lane. And you still see, I mean, he's maybe getting a last hit here and there with the breathe fire. I guess he doesn't really have that camp to farm though. And maybe if you farm the harder camp, it's a little bit too far away there. In the meantime, Mons will end up falling once again. So this bottom lane is going very well. All the safe lanes, the side lanes swimmingly from both sides. I mean, Mars is still very farmed considering 2-2-0 here, but mid, Monkey XM with that haste along with the Elder Dragon form. It should be enough damage with the Arcane Bolt once it does connect. They really want to give the kill over to XM, and unfortunately they don't. Radius is going to be careful. I mean, XM is relatively... He's only got 1 point in the passive, though. And now with the movement coming through, Phantom Lance is going to struggle at doing anything mid here. I don't like this rotation. He's got to try and get a kill out of it. But the Phantom Rush has already been used. Still gets on top of the Skyath Mage here, so James will drop. But you give up bot now. I mean, he's going to get a little bit out of mid, but Monkey kind of wants to go... Does Monkey go bot now? I feel like you want to kind of keep that lane with how it was set up there. I mean, wow, he found the T1 tower. He's right next to the wall. They might be able to chain lock him down. Able to get the slide. He's got 3 remnants to work around with though, but it's still going to be a little difficult already. Pangoli snatches him on the back line there. So Arme gets a little bit too over greedy to try and find that tier 1 tower. You would not expect that, actually. I don't know how Arme was able to take that tower. He didn't buy out before he died as well. So he lost a little bit of more gold considering. How much unreliable 1k. But even then, I mean, that's a big tower for them to take. Now that kind of opens up. I say opens up, but it's a little bit of gold. Arme can now go straight down to bottom if he wants to. I mean, I don't think he wants to play top, because the next objective for Radiant to take is to go top, to infiltrate the side of Dire. And they're going to do the same thing. SRF already shoving in bot. They are kind of grouping up though, but I mean, even they're going to find Arthur here. Slight's going to be up in a couple of seconds. We'll be able to dodge the Inks while stun. He has committed double remnant for that, but we'll be able to find another kill for him. 3-1. He's still playing very aggressive here. I guess just forcing them back. I was going to say, if he keeps going there, he's going to be in a little bit of strife, but are they going to try and take this fight? Victoria doesn't have the ultimate just yet. Not really expected to have it at the moment. Now with the Pangoli, he's committed for the swashbuckle with the arena. And closing in on top of him, Monkey King will be able to get the TP before the tower does end up falling. Wukong's Command X. I'm just going to be able to stun this up. They need a burst on the Monkey King fast enough before he can get the Jingu stacks up. And they will be successful. But where's the chain lockdown? Where's the fall off? They don't really have it coming through. I mean, the Dragon Tail's available. Erika, he doesn't actually have the doppelganger. So instead, they'll close the distance on top of the Rubik and find another CDEC. 3 kills for them, a 2,000 gold net worth fleet. They're going to be able to get another tier 1 tower. I mean, this game is going really well. I thought they were going to struggle a little bit more. I mean, I guess I knew the matchup against the Monkey King was going to be rough, but I did not expect that Arme would actually have this good of a matchup, and he's really farmed. He's really farmed. 3-1-2, 68 last hits. Already has the Mithril Hammer, 700 gold. I mean, I know the Battlefield cost did get increased, but it's more cost effective now in a way, because the Demon's Edge 2200 is just, it's better getting a little bit less damage from one item but a lot cheaper. It's just in regards to, it's gonna, yeah, it will increase the farming speed. It's gonna still be around the same rate on Battle Fury. I'd say it's a lot better of a build up as we see right now. And okay, so how do they kill Arme? This is a tricky thing. Wait, what the heck? I dodged it. Okay. Okay, so they have to... They've got a telekinesis into a preemptive ink swell with either the Monkey or the Phantom Lancer being able to get on top of him. And then it'll be the silence as well. That should be enough to kill him until Arme maybe gets enough items, maybe gets enough levels as well. You know, Pango Blink might be pretty important too, but... You see, CDEC are just doing a really good job of being able to make movements across the map. They know the Phantom Lancer right now can't really do anything. You know, PL still needs a lot more items to be able to group up. He's going... Oh... He's going Hood.
Top tower has fallen.
I don't think he needs a Hood this game. I don't know why he's going Hood, actually. Wait, why is he... What? Well, Arme is going to be able to melt through the illusions with physical damage. As we see Arme just man-fighting Erica right now. He's going to try and find the kill. He's going to be careful with the TP rotation.
Is under attack.
Remnant in, Remnant out. Unfortunately, it's just not enough damage to find it. Let's take a good chunk of damage for it, though. So, what's he actually going for the Hood for? I mean, I know Ember has got a fair bit of magic damage, but he's kind of going for this physical build. You know, if he was going Maelstrom to deal with the illusions, then I'd understand. DK, yeah, decent magic damage, especially once it's Slash as well. The one thing why I say this is because the Skyath Mage is very single target. So it's not like... I feel like your illusions are going to be able to take up the Mystic Flare enough. So I'm kind of intrigued. I think this might really put PL in a tricky spot where you're so far behind and now it's just going to... I mean, you might have to fight with Hood Diffusal Blade. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to. Because if you keep allowing Arme, he's getting closer and closer towards the Battle Fury. And you already see what Arme is doing pre-Battle Fury. I mean, just with the amount of pressure he's putting on the map, because Radiant don't have the greatest way to be able to find the Ember kill. So it's going to be very tricky with them being able to kill him after all. And if you just allow him to keep free farming once he gets Battle Fury, this game gets pretty rough. But Dire, they're going to smoke up. Radiant, they're already baiting bot here. Still trying to find the pick on Arme, but it's a little bit difficult because now Eric and mid, they find the real Phantom Lance, a perfect initiation from XM. But now Arme's got to be careful here with the silence already coming through with the Rolling Thunder as well. A trade across the map, a 1-for-1. 270 gold for 231. 231. So they do... I didn't see how they found the initiation, but it looked like a sound one at that. And they're still in the area. Monkey? Uh-oh. He won't be able to get the Primal Spring off for now. They need to keep the damage coming through. Unfortunately, it's going to be up in a couple of seconds here. Breathe Fire just a little bit too late. Do they have a ward to put on the high ground? They don't, so he'll be fine. Unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, that's a... The thing is that they both lose a core across the map. So it's kind of like it's kind of just nulled out, that rotation. I mean, I'd say it's probably a little... There we go. Tries once again to find the initiation from XM. Just won't be able to. I really like the Blink build from the Dragon Knight. He doesn't have any braces though, which is interesting. So only 1300 HP. I mean, he's on Intel Tread, so... But a lot of time... Didn't he just use Breathe Fire? Do they have Arcane? Yeah, they do. They've got Arcane on Victoria. I was going to say, wait, I swear he just used a couple of abilities. I don't know, his full mana, but... Yeah, the Blink is just... Right now, Dire don't have the greatest initiation until SRF kind of is able to get it. So, it's nice having, like, SRF go Pipe and then your other core go for a Blink to make up for that lack of initiation. Still a bit low on level, unfortunately. You see the Monkey King as well is doing relatively well. Yeah, he's going to go for the Echo Saber into the Broker B, but still just trying to hunt down Arme. They know how close he is towards the Battle Fury. They're going to wrap on mid though. I mean, in the meantime, Dragon Knight, he's the only one showing. They do have a nice ward as well, so unless Dire smoked, which they didn't, unfortunately though, YDS is going to get caught out here. They even use the Ice Blasts, which not going to snag the kill. SRF will find it, so nice little pick off for them. Still in the meantime, XM's doing a lot of damage onto this bottom tower. The Cardi Wave is going to be able to connect to the Dragon Knight, so they will be able to secure their first tier 2 of the game. This goes to show that Radiant really struggled with taking objectives. I think especially on Radiant because of their... I think literally, I don't think I should say especially on Radiant. Anyone right now, you need a hero that can take objectives and Radiant don't have that. Pango is a position 3, he's not good at taking towers. You're good at taking Roche because the lucky shot, but the Monkey King's not very good either. You don't take objectives. You know, it's up to the Phantom Lance elf. You know, once PL has the items, then you're relatively decent. But that's the issue that you see. They've only taken one tier 1, which was top. You know, mid's still standing, and now mid's going to get so hard to take because they have the Battle Fury on Arme. And XM's just, you know, tanking up. He sits on the front line. Still without the bracer, which I'm kind of surprised, but... Still, we're going to try and see... I mean, the big timing right now from Radiant is the Diffuser Blade. You know, Erica needs to try and get this. The only issue is the illusions aren't going to have as much impact because there's already a Battle Fury completed. So by the time he gets the Diffusal Blade, Army's already going to be well and truly like over halfway towards his next item, especially if he keeps getting some stacks from the Ancients like he is. And Dire, they're gonna make plays across the map. Army's gonna be the one to utilize all the space that's created. And CDEC, they're gonna use their lineup where they're not too reliant around their cooldowns, which is incredibly important to allow them to keep making these kind of fast movement plays. It's not as fast, but you get the understanding of how they're literally giving almost like a 4 protect 1. I don't think the draft is as reliant around that, but it's kind of what they're doing. Like Army's not really grouping up unless he incredibly has to. So the monkey's still, I believe, commuting for the BKB. So even then, in the meantime though, I mean, take a look, 5,000 net worth lead at the moment. It looks like with this observer ward, they really want to find Arme once he is playing aggressive down the bot side. Because you know this is kind of the safe spot for him to farm, and Radiant have a nice ward top so it can leave them solo. And here we go, they find the vision for the telekinesis. He comes to Rolling Thunder. He needs to deal with the Phantom Brace. Won't be able to dodge up the first stun. Very nicely done. Not even with the Monkey King or the Phantom Lancer, which I thought they might need to lead in with the Inkswell there. So that's a big kill. That's a really big kill. Because we saw last time that they killed Arme, but the Erica Phantom Lancer also died as well, so he wasn't able to utilize the death timer from the Ember to kind of catch up. So now Radiant, they can shove out the lanes here. Is there... they might need a medallion or something, but it's the only issue is like who's able to get the medallion this game for Roche taking, because both teams don't take Roche relatively well. Like Ember, even if you go for this physical damage build, you're more just, you know, using the slide onto the backline. Mid lane. And you kind of need the Mars here. No XM. Looks like the stun should be long enough for the Mystic Flare. That's another nice thing as well. What, the 2.5 second stun duration level 1 is plenty of time for the Mystic Flare, which is 2.4 duration. I thought it was 2.7. They also give him the Nether Shell as well. You know, some decent physical damage coming through from Radiant, but I mean, you take a look, all the cores 1, 2, 3 in the net worth, even the Mars is up there at the moment. You know, SRF is just incredibly farmed. Even though he died those 2 times in lane, he still got a lot out of it because of the creep equilibrium. They played bottom incredibly well, and they're able to continue on with getting the farm across the map. We're still just waiting to see. I mean, I think Radiant, yeah, the big timing is it's actually going to be the BKB and Diffusal Blade. So PL's going to have it a little bit earlier than what Yeez will, unfortunately, with the monkey. So he needs to try and find a little bit of catch up, but they're going to try and protect the outposts here. They will be able to get both of these across the map. So a lot of experience now, not going the way of Radiant, unfortunately. It should be still two bounties apiece, but they're trying to find the Phantom Land, so it's a tricky kill. Another thing is that it's the Mars versus the Monkey, which we haven't brought up, but the Arena's a really nice way. If they know he's there, I mean, they do now. They can pop the Arena to blow up the trees here. Spears off the mark. Monkey has to force the Wukong's command here, but now with the Ice Blast, they need a little bit more follow-up to make him pop. Unfortunately, he will not. Monkey gets a quick TP out. If they connect... Did they miss a couple? I mean, just the bonus armor from the Wukong's actually kept him alive there, I think. 18 at level 2. Yeah, I think if he didn't have that plus 18 for the backside of that attempt on the kill, then he would have ended up dying there. So really nicely done in that regard. As we still see, I mean, just continuing to farm. Literally just the name of the game right now. I mean, Arme, trying to find him throughout the trees. Chains won't be able to latch. He's already got a Crystallis. He's going for the Blink next. Oops, sorry, that would have been really loud. The Blink is really nice positioning wise. We see a lot of the time you kind of just blink in, slide, play heavily around your mobility. I mean, they're already going to struggle with being able to catch him. I'm kind of surprised he's going blink instead of maybe finishing the, like, a Daedalus here, or I don't think... Does he need a BKB this game? He kind of does, because if he gets latched onto by the Soulbind, then they can just kill him. But that's if they're able to find him. Whose ward is this? Dies what? Okay. So they know that... Oh, SRF. Oh, they find him once again. Monkey King. Well, this time they'll connect the spear, and with the Wukong's on cooldown, that bonus armor's just not going to come through. Beautifully done from SRF, hunting out the Monkey King. they do struggle with taking anything afterwards. Bots pushed in, mids pushed in as well, so you don't really want to take this top tower. That's why maybe if Ember... Are they actually... Do they have a creep wave? They already actually have a creep wave here, so they should be able to. Never mind. Radiant, they'll try and trade this. So he's trying to get this BKB. We said that Erica's going to have the diffusal blade a little bit earlier, and you see what they're doing. I mean, Monkey King is just... I'm kind of surprised he's here. I guess they put the Phantom Lancer in what you'd say is usually the dead lane. But Mars, he's going to have to cancel... Okay, never mind, just an instant blink away. And they still might be able to find the Mars here. So die. They're going to wrap around, but it's a little bit too late, unfortunately. Mars is incredibly tanky, and with the Bulwark as well, it's paying big dividends right now. Somehow SRF is still alive, but they don't keep him up. Instead, it looks like Grimstroke's going to pay the price here now with the follow-up straight on top of the Rubik. Maybe with the Remnant able to close the distance. I believe the Chains, it's about to be back off on cooldown here, and Pango, another Remnant Chains? No, not in time. Oh, he uses a lot of mana there as well. So they find the Mars. They do lose 2 supports, but you're happy with losing 2 supports there, because in the meantime, it's space now for the Monkey King. Oh, he blocks the camp as well. This is actually a little awkward, because now Phantom Lancer and Monkey's both top. But this should be enough time for Yi to have the BKB completed. So you're fine with losing those 2 supports there, because it also keeps the top tower alive. He's going to go Blink as well. Oh, sorry, he's going to go the Daedalus after the Blink, I should say. This net worth lead still... I mean, it's slowly increasing for CDEC. Not by a whole lot, though. Where'd the Flame Guard DPS? Just any kind of little bit of AoE damage is also really nice against the PL illusions in particular. I mean, because he can get rid of the chains, it's not really going to have too much effect. Like, Monkey's going to go for... What's the BKB? I think it goes fine. He pop a pipe? I guess he's still got a decent amount of magic damage, but... In the meantime, Radiant, they got a nice Observer on the higher ground. Both grouped up with a Soul Bind. Look at the damage coming through. DK is able to get the BKB and try and turn on Grimstroke. They got to disengage as a group right now. But it looks like CDC, they don't have any reinforcements. So unfortunately, that's the top side where the engagement is. SRF. Ice Blast just a little bit too late, unfortunately. Monkey will be able to find the TP out. A couple ultimates now down from CDC. This might open up the T1 tower mid. It looks like it will. Erica now has the Yasha even completed the BKB. Now he's going to shoot forward. And then they need the Ice Blast. Oh, they want to try and take the fight, however, with the Rolling Thunder. They'll make it on the backline here. And now with the tower on the backline. Ame. Oh, Ame? Okay. I was going to say, I see why they're not making an aggressive movement now into the backline. They'll find the tier 1 tower. Ame, unfortunately, is going to get caught out there. How'd they find the lockdown? Rubik and Monkey must have been enough. And there we go. Alright. Well, they should still be able to hold the tier 2 though, but the bounties, they're going to snag both bot. They'll snag both of them top as well, but they don't have the Pangolier for the fight. Monkey King pops the BKB with the Wukong command. They need to try and chain lock down the Dragon Knight. He's got his own BKB. He's got a regen as well. If he can get out of the fight, it might be able to counter this up potentially if they want to reset. I mean, the BKB is on cooldown. That's the only issue. They forced out a couple ultimates here. I swear I saw a... Never mind. I was going to say, I swear I saw a Spirit Vessel, but they don't have one. You see, Dire actually really struggling. It's still making... They've felt... Once again, they have the Ice Blast. This is must needed. Instead, James is in the area. That Mystic Flare, way too much damage. They need somewhere to take Roche. They really need some minus armor. Right now, it feels like they just haven't... I mean... When you can't, it's very difficult to take the mid tier 2 tower and the enemy's off lane tier 2 tower as well, with kind of how it's positioned. They are actually going to continue on. I guess the Monkey King's down. They also have this catapult wave, so the Fate Bolt actually didn't tick over to the creeps as well, so they're not going to get that full damage reduction on everyone. But damage reduction on the Fate Bolt and the Breathe Fire. You love to see it. 25%? 25%'s a lot as well, scaling further in. For the later portions, but double blink, they find a Pango, Mystic Flare, Ice Blast, they melt everything. They can buy back and take the fight if they want to. Monkey King's alive. Die drop everything to find that first kill. Now Erica with the Phantom Rush able to get the ink spot, so only onto one XM with the BKB, but now they're going to be careful because Army on the backline here, bound the strike, locks him in once, but he's going to be fine with the sleight of fist, dodging any more follow-up stuns here, still trying to man fight with the Monkey, won't be able to win that trade here, and now with the buyback coming through from the Grimstroke, Dire, full retreat, Monkey is going to try and not make this possible though. Dire, they're fine, okay, very nicely done. Grimstroke, Pango brought down, they force out the buyback from the Grimstroke there. A lot of damage is coming through from Arme, even though he's died for these 4 times. Top of the last hits, top of the net worth as well. And once he gets his Daedalus, I mean, I would love Mars. Mars, I think, needs to tank up. I don't know if I agree with the Desolator, actually, on Mars. I think you want to be this frontline hero to just protect the Ember, to allow him to constantly slide on the backline. I mean, the Deso, I think Ember's going to pick it up regardless this game. I do understand that, because you're... kind of the Phantom Lancer has to go through the Mars before anyone else. So if you have a little bit more damage, the God's Rebuke actually just shreds the illusions. So it is going to be nice, just that one ability to be able to find out where the real one is. So they can either do that, or I think, yeah, you just play as more like a brute and protect the Ember. Just give enough space to Arme to constantly find the slides. XM's going to go AC into the Ags. We brought up thought he was going to go Maelstrom. I thought he'd go like Blink BKB, Maelstrom, AC, and then Ags. But it looks like already with Arme, they've got enough ways to be able to kind of deal with the illusions right now. The Ags, of course, will increase that, but if you're really worried about it, they would have gone like a Radiance. They would have also put in like a Maelstrom where the DK is. Although, I guess they couldn't really fit Radiance in Maelstrom. But a lot of the time, if the win condition on the enemy team is a bunch of, is the Phantom Lancer, then the way to deal with that is you itemize for it. If you're a team that doesn't have a lot of control and you're versing slippery heroes, then your kind of win condition is, getting hexes at an early stage to be able to, catch, whether it's, that slippery storm, for an example. But they're going to smoke up. Radiant, they'll do the same. Army pops a smoke here. He's got to be careful with the Observe Ward. Quick Remnant away, and Dire, they're wrapping around. Uh-oh, this could be disastrous. They were already doppelganger up. Erica's gonna be careful, James. Moves forward here. They're able to get the stun on the real Phantom Lancers. Not taking a whole lot of damage because the Mystic Flare on the back line, trying to deal with the supports here, but a couple of BKBs. Erica's still locked in. He's got the doppelganger to disengage, however. Looks like the Pangolier full attention on top of the Ancient Apparition now with the Recon Command as well. It's a buyback coming through, but it's going to be a little bit too late, and now the Dragon Knight's caught out as well. Relatively tanky. He's trying to man fight through all the damage, but it's just not going to be enough. Whoa, mate. Crits down the Grimstroke at least to find something, but that was a very awkward fight there. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just collapse onto Erica. It was kind of like CDEC. They're like, Erica just doppelgangered right on top of the Dire lineup, and then they just didn't really react. It looked like it was almost like a bait, like Radiant, like we're just baiting the PL there. They tried to hunt the supports first, because they found the real PL, I think, because they have a decent way to be able to deal with the illusions in Arme. I think if you lock down the PL once with Ice Blast, Mystic Flare, and then one cleave, it should be able to deal with all the illusions. But then again, I mean, you take a look, if you leave the supports unchecked, like if you leave Rubik and Grimstroke unchecked, then that's going to be a lot of damage coming through from both of them as well. So, PL, well, he's able to find the items now. The Hood does kind of delay how much farm you get, but it does enable you to take these fights a little earlier. I was surprised about the Hood, but I think Eric has done a really good job this game at being able to find the farm. I mean, keeping up with the Ember Spirit is the main thing that I'm actually surprised about. I thought he was going to struggle because of how fast Arme was able to find the Battle Fury. He still might struggle because he's got more mobility in top lane. BKB popped. I mean, you're happy with that. You're actually so happy. That's a 9-second charge. You use the arena, but that just doesn't matter at all. Monkey, these later game fights, you will start getting controlled once the BKB gets lower duration. So that is incredibly worth, but is he still going Deso? He's going to go Deso X. So he will also have a really good way to deal. If he goes this item build, he's going to have a great way to deal with the Phantom Lancer. God's Rubik, 3.5-second cooldown, but they're going to smoke up and walk the higher ground. They'll find the Monkey King with the BKB on cooldown. They'll shred through him with all the magic damage. Soulbind latches onto 2. The decent chunk of damage as well. Looks like they will be finding their armor. He wants to commit and try and catch a little bit more here. They just don't have the vision. Will this open up Roche? The Monkey... Oh, actually, we'll find him here. Army, embrace. Oh, that crit. Jesus there, Army. Gotta be careful, man. These kids, they got a life here, but the speed, long duration, the triple remnant as well. Army, it's a lot of damage. Look, even some protection, the Glimmer Cape, and Silver Fall Sun, he just can't get the disengage out fast enough. Makes it on the high ground, but the last Falling Thunder actually catches the little bit of damage they needed to find the kill. They'll try and get on the high ground here. Pangoline's gonna be fine, but it looks like with that last little tick, brings him down. A 3-for-1, so Army drops here. Alright. I thought the Rubik might have been able to stay alive there, but it looks like that Sky Arcane Bolt. I mean, poor dude. Arme almost was able to hang on that full duration. The Glimmer Cape coming through from Victoria, who is, oh, I must say, incredibly farmed, but he just got a little bit too greedy there. Unfortunately, was trying to make a play. And nice stills coming through from the Rubik. I mean, the spear into the triple remnant, really enough to be able to set up there. So they did a good job at least finding armor. They do lose a couple heroes, and again, they're not really getting anything out of it. They're gonna try Roche. PL is actually very goddamn farmed. Am I worried that they don't deal with PL? I mean, they are itemizing. They don't even think Roche is going on. I guess yeah, that dive actually could just throw this game. If they lose Roche, this is you see Monkey's just not able to keep up in farm though, like very behind in net worth, so it's really the Phantom Lancer show. But here we go. I mean, it's definitely going to be ages for them. First one of the game. Dire just unaware this is occurring. I mean, the lanes are shoved in, but it looks like a little too late, and Monkey actually has Deso. Okay. I was going to say, like, where's that next item, but it looks like it just got delivered, so... Alright, very nice. Very nicely done. They're going to be able to wrap this one back a little bit. I mean, you see the kind of... Even though Arme drops their fine 3 kills, but it's more that you get that Aegis with Pango. James needs to follow up with the Mystic Flare. Lucian's going to be able to take this up now, and the mana just completely burn. XM still has his BKB. He's going to try and TP out under the cover of this. SRF counter initiates, but Mars? He's going to BKB and TP out, and now Arme's under threat as well. They just use all their BKBs. Arme might be able to clean up someone with the slight, but... Wait, Arme's actually might be in trouble here. Oh, they don't camp out the remnant. Wait, what just happened there? All 3 of their cores just popped the BKB for nothing. Like, they're like, I'm gonna go in and force abilities, and then they're like, oh crap, there's too many heroes, but that literally just happened one after the other.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That is a really... I mean, that's... they're gonna struggle now. I don't know if Radiant can force high ground here. They have Aegis on the Monkey. They think PL's not going to die with the heart. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but I mean, these BKBs are so important now. And they got the Vision Mars with initiation. They need some protection. He's relatively tanky, but now with the Rolling Thunder stops any retreat. And even Pango wants to hunt a couple more supports in the backline as well. The big issue is you're going to the end, but Pango finds a stun. He's going to be able to chain lock him down. Arme, he doesn't have the BKB. He's going to get brought down here. There's no protection. Arme, what are you... What? Dire just getting caught out. What is that? Alright. Well, the lane bot shoved in, but they can't deal with anything. They've got nowhere to link up to there. There's still a tier 2 top. There's still a tier 2 down bot as well. But this is now in disaster zone. Radiant have the net worth lead. They're going to be able to probably take a full set of racks. And once again, they got the vision. They'll find the Skyrath Mage. They feel so content with diving here. What? They're gonna try and end. I don't have buyback. What? Is this game over? They don't have glyph. This game actually might be over. Now, they don't push fast enough. But I don't think Dire can defend this. King Gaming, I am mind blown. They're actually just going to be able to take this. XM's going to try and attempt, but they got the vision once again. So with the telekinesis, he can't get the BKB off fast enough. And yep, that's it. Oh my god, CDEC just threw so hard. Wow. Wow. I mean, they make a lot of mistakes in that past couple of 5 minutes where Arme keeps diving a little bit too far for supports and getting picked off. And then you force a couple of BKBs for literally... That BKB choice actually just boggled my mind. They like blinked one after the other into the middle of the fight, and then all pop BKB, and then all TP'd out, and then it just opened up Roche, and then they didn't even contest. I mean, they probably couldn't have contested without the BKBs, but literally, that was everything else before that is just nulled out now by that one. That was a struggle. I mean, they played the laning stage so well for Arme to be so far ahead for that bottom lane matchup. Like SRF got a lot out of that lane, and in the end, like it's still a relatively good Phantom Lancer game, and they just make one mistake and King Gaming turn it around. I mean, what do the graphs say after actually? And it wasn't too much of a net worth lead, honestly. Max, there was about 4. I just felt like CDEC just had like a much bigger presence that game, so to say. It's kind of hard to say. Like, it felt like they were a lot more in the lead than what they were. These fights, they would yeah, they were going well for them, and then they just kind of force a couple of BKBs, and as soon as King Gaming take advantage of that, they're going to be able to equal up the series. So now we are 1-1. No, that's actually game 1, isn't it? I'm tripping. No, we are 1-1 apiece. I was going to say Liquipedia was wrong. I'm tripping here. All right, 1-1 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. King Gaming up against CDEC. We'll take a quick break until our last game for the night. Shouldn't be